Hello, welcome back to the Earle Wellbeing YouTube channel with me, Liz Earle. Now today we're talking about one of our most requested topics. Yeah, skincare. And specifically, of course, with midlife complexions in mind. And today I'm really excited because we have a very special guest joining us, the totally brilliant Sarah Murrell, co-founder of the amazing skincare brand by Sarah. And you know, I've used these products for years now, and they are really excellent for supporting the skin with nourishing ingredients that cause zero irritation. Absolutely brilliant, and welcome. It's great to have you here in my studios.
Thank you, Liz. I'm so delighted to be here.
Well, I'm super excited because you're going to be sharing some skincare hacks with us today, particularly for mature skin. And Sarah has promised that these are going to be absolute game changers. So let's do first things first. Perhaps tell us what are some of the real priorities, I think, for midlife skin.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, midlife skin, we're talking about our 40s and beyond. And our needs really do change, particularly versus skin that is a lot younger. So we really want to come at our skin from a place of health. Yep. And really what I've uncovered in the last nearly 20 years of working in the beauty industry.
You don't look old enough. My gosh. It's your products, obviously.
Thank you. But I've really uncovered that our skin deserves a lot more attention and love that we really give it.
Yeah.
And if we're coming from that place of health, we can really understand what our skin is trying to tell us. And this is particularly important when we hit midlife.
And I think the skin is just such a barometer, isn't it, of what's going on inside and protecting the barrier function of skin, which I know that we'll talk about. So today we're going to be going through a bit of a routine that tackles each of these points actually one by one. And Sarah's going to share some of the essential techniques that we can try along with the very best ingredients to look out for in our products. And of course, sharing some gorgeous product recommendations too. And before we get into it, don't forget that you can save an amazing 20% off at By Sarah with the code LizLoves at the checkout. A really brilliant saving and an excellent excuse to refresh your beauty cupboard. Right, so you ready? Let's get into it. Okay, so presumably a cleanser is the starting point then.
We're going to start with a cleanser because we want to prep the skin so we have this beautiful canvas to work with. And what I love about creamy cleansers is they moisturize the skin as much as getting rid of that daily grime. And you can see just how lovely and creamy our Balancer Cream Cleanser is. And with just a little bit of water, if you allow me just to demonstrate, just put a little bit, you can see how quickly the balm, actually the cleanser there, emulsifies.
Yes. Yeah. So would you use this like in a shower or over the basin?
You could do so. I always say on to wet skin. That's the best way to massage this into the skin. And as it starts to emulsify, doesn't it just feel so soft and hydrating?
Look at that. Can you see that?
So great for midlife skin because we want to really start to care for the skin barrier, repair that skin barrier. Skin barrier typically can start to weaken with age for various reasons. But you can see just how lovely that really is whisked away as well.
And I have to say that my skin feels really smooth. It doesn't feel stripped. It's not like using anything that's foaming, that's stripping the skin. If I use literally anything that foams on my face, it is so dry immediately. It feels very taut and uncomfortable.
Yes.
This is not at all.
I'm so pleased to hear because a lot of foaming cleansers have that effect. They do a great job if you're particularly oily prone or acne prone at sort of getting rid of that excess oil. But with midlife skin, where you may be more prone to dryness, irritation, you want something that's really hydrating and moisturizing. And with ingredients like prebiotic inulin. So inulin is there to care for your skin microbiome, very much like our gut microbiome. So really thinking about the skin as a really integral part of our body, our health, and nurturing the skin with a lovely creamy cleanser to get started.
And is it safe to use around the eyes? Will it take off eye makeup?
Absolutely, yes. It will whisk away your eye makeup and not sting the eyes because, again, with sensitive skin, you really don't want anything to sting the eyes.
And I can use this morning and night?
Morning and night, really easy to use. As I say, it does a great job of whisking away your makeup, your sunscreen, but it just leaves your skin so beautifully soft afterwards.
Really smooth.
Soft and smooth.
And not stripped.
Not stripped, no.
The next step is really a toner, perhaps?
Could be a toner, really something hydrating.
Okay.
So when you, typically from your age of about 40 onwards, our skin's ability to retain moisture just naturally depletes. So we want to do as much as we can to keep it topped up. And I love a mist.
Oh, yes. Love a mist.
Because a mist just instantly hydrates the skin. And what I love about this hydrating mist is you can use it in a number of ways. So if you're coming out of the gym or you just need a freshen up over your makeup, this is great for that. Or as part of your routine after cleansing, replenishing that moisture and hydration, and it just glides over. Doesn't it feel wonderful?
That feels so great. It feels so calming.
So calming and hydrating. And I can see how quickly your skin has just retained that moisture.
But it's a very fine mist. You know, I can just put it over makeup.
Yes.
A lot of makeup artists actually use a mist, don't they? As
They
sort of
do.
like a finishing technique.
They do. And I must say, a lot of mists tend to be water-based, but ours is actually aloe vera-based.
Oh, one of my favourite ingredients.
So again, if you have sensitive skin, aloe is very soothing, it's very calming.
Yes.
But you're then getting the hydration elements out of this as well. We've got cranberry in there to revitalise. We've got prebiotic inulin again, one of my favourites for the skin microbiome. And just really ensuring that your skin is beautifully hydrated.
And it's got a really nice, gentle aroma. I noticed the cleanser's obviously fragrance-free.
It is, yes.
And you don't use fragrances or synthetic perfumes, do you? So what am I smelling? Am I smelling a bit of natural aloe, maybe?
It is. It's likely the aloe that
Really
you can
nice.
smell. And that's what a lot of our customers love about By Sarah is it's all the natural, beautiful ingredients that you're really embracing there. No synthetic fragrance and no essential oils because they can be real irritants to sensitive skin.
Love it. Love that. I'd like to carry that around with me, actually.
Yes, do, in your gym bag.
Okay, so next step, one of my favourites I've spotted on the table already.
Yeah.
This is the Tender Balm.
Yes.
Talk us through that.
There's a bit of a story to our Tender Balm. So it's this one here. Now, this is an everyday moisturiser, but you can use this from top to toe. So if you've got eczema patches on the backs of your legs, or the backs of your arms.
Yeah, I tend to get them just here on my arms.
Or little flares on your hands. And you just need something in your pocket that you can grab really quickly and it's going to really repair the skin. But a lot of our customers are using this as their everyday moisturiser as well. Yes, all over the face and neck. And we've used here just such a beautiful ingredient called madecassoside.
Madecassoside. I've never heard of it. Tell me, where does that come from?
And it comes from a plant that's native to Asia, which is tiger grass. And it's just such a wonderful story because it gets its name from wild tigers that used to roll around in the plant to heal their wounds.
Really?
It's incredible.
That is fantastic.
It really is. And the science is there too. So it is scientifically proven to reduce redness, itchiness, which is why we had to include it in our Tender Balm.
Absolutely brilliant. And, you know, I kind of instinctively, whenever I put anything on my skin, I always smell.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't have a smell because it's just so pure.
Yeah.
And it's disappeared. I mean, look, there's no greasiness. I can see that you could use this every day as your moisturiser.
You could.
With makeup, without makeup.
Yes.
And it just automatically feels very soothing. I think if your skin is challenged, I mean, I know a lot of your customers have things like rosacea, psoriasis, you've mentioned eczema, skin sensitivity going through medical treatment, for example, or hormonal flares.
Hormones is a big one. I mean, if we think about hitting our 40s, perimenopause, menopause, estrogen playing such a big role in barrier integrity. And I'm also doing a sciences degree. So what I'm learning through the biochemistry there is how much our body is changing during this time, but particularly our skin, because the estrogen is so integral to that sort of that scaffolding that keeps our skin plump and taut. And as that estrogen starts to decline, we need to do as much as we can just to help replenish. And this is what this moisturiser really does.
Love it.
Aids your skin healing and keeps your skin plump.
I'm a genuine fan, and I love the way that you say it's kind of on here, it's your skincare first aid kit.
Yes.
And you can use it, it says, as often as needed to comfort and soothe dry, itchy, cracked skin.
Yes. Keep it in your pocket and you'll never have a flare.
I will do. Okay, so what are we going to talk about next?
So let's move on to once you've moisturised the skin, you've hydrated the skin, let's have a look at some oils.
This was your hero product, wasn't it? Your first product that you made.
So this is the first product I made for my sister Lauren. And Lauren was diagnosed with a very rare and aggressive form of blood cancer, acute myeloid leukemia. And going through that treatment, her skin became incredibly ravaged by all the treatment. And being her sister at the time, really just wanted to do everything I could to help. We went on the journey very closely together. In fact, I donated my stem cells to save Lauren's life.
Gosh,
And
what a
working,
bond.
yes, we do.
Amazing.
We have such a special bond, and she's here today. And it was very much kitchen table. I started to think of ways to restore Lauren's skin, because a lot of the treatment at the time was steroids. It was quite harsh, potent treatments that wouldn't have been sustainable longer term. So it was trying to find a way to comfort Lauren's skin. I was working in the industry at the time, and I just thought there's got to be something that I can do to help, and that's how Hero was born.
Okay. And what is there in this? Because I have actually recommended this to friends of mine who've been going through chemo, whose skin has become really, aggressively disrupted, and they haven't been able to use anything else apart from this. So I'm really curious to know what you've put in here to make it so, so acceptable, really, for damaged skin.
I suppose, really, it's a labour of love. I never intended to set up a business. This was made just for my sister Lauren, and here we are today. But it's a really beautiful blend of evening primrose, argan, sweet almond, apricot. So when we think of all those beautiful, nutritious foods that serve our gut, in the same way, you've got really beautiful ingredients in here that serve our skin, particularly our skin microbiome. And it's those fatty lipids that our skin cells really love. It's the food that keeps our skin plump.
So it's like nourishing. It's like nourishment, nutritional support for your skin.
It is,
during a time of crisis particularly, or actually just generally to support it. So what about the order that we use something like a facial oil? There's always a bit of confusion whether it's moisturiser first or oil first. What do you think?
There is. There's a lot of confusion. With our facial oil, I always say after your moisturiser, because I like to think of it as you've got your moisturiser, which is hydrating. That's a bit like wearing your t-shirt. So you've popped your top on, popped your moisturiser on, and then you're going to put your little jacket or coat on top, and that's your facial oil.
Okay. And then, is there a special technique? Presumably you could do a bit of facial oil massage with this one?
Yes, absolutely. And what I can do, I can just show you a little facial massage.
Yeah, do a demo.
We can do that together. So I'm just going to take just one pump here, but you can see actually just how lovely that colour is on the skin. And I'm just going to pop that between my hands like that. And then what I'm going to do is just start actually with a bit of jaw massage. So the great thing about facial massage is it's free. You can use your hands, and you're just going to take a little bit of oil as we've done there. And probably for facial massage, you might do maybe 2 to 3 pumps, but just for the purpose of the demo. And we're going to start with what I call is the scissor massage. So we're going like this into the jaw, and just working just quite gently up into the ears where we tend to hold a lot of tension.
Well, that actually feels really good.
Oh, doesn't it? Just such
and
a
you're
great
right, there is
stress
that jaw tension here,
Yes.
particularly if you grind your teeth.
Yes.
Which is, I'm guilty
I
of.
love to do this at night once I'm getting ready for bed, and I'm just gently massaging my jaw like this, and then always working upwards, except with the neck. We just want to work downwards, so we just work a little bit down to the side, because this is lymphatic that we want to encourage. Just moving everything down and moving everything down.
Because actually what you're doing here is you're draining towards the lymphatic points, aren't you, which finish down here.
And that's
So
what's
you're
so
doing
great
that
about facial
movement.
massage, moving that around. You're encouraging fresh blood cells to come to the skin surface. And then with your fingertips here, just the pads of the fingertips, you can work around the eye area as well. So you can take just a little of the oil here, and just above your orbital bone.
It's not stressy, is it? It's not, you have to use a lot of pressure.
No, really gentle.
Super light.
I mean, sometimes if I've had a busy day and I've been talking a lot, I might work quite deeply
particularly
into
for
the
here,
jaw.
I think, because of that bit here, the
Yes.
masseter joint. But I think
Around
particularly
the
around the
eyes,
eyes,
gentle,
even just to
yes.
depuff the eyes, the
Yes.
lymphatics are so sensitive
Yes.
that you don't need a lot of pressure. You don't need to
No.
drag the skin at all, do you?
That's right, and we have we hold a lot of tension in our facial muscles, a lot of tension in our forehead, and I just love to take the oil just around the eye and just soothe, and maybe just find those pressure points as well, where I'm just sort of tapping into the eye and just releasing some of that tension, some of that pressure, and coming back.
Yeah, and then you might find a little spot. I found a little spot here, which is quite tight
Yes. I tend to find I've got a bit of a
Focus
tight
on
spot
that.
right there, just above my eyebrow, but that is really easy to do, and you can
Yeah.
do that every evening.
Keep
as
it by
part
the
of-
bed.
Yes,
Maybe the facial
and
oil.
do that. Yeah,
And then maybe rub a little bit into the cuticles.
and keep it. Never wash your hands afterwards. Keep that.
Love it,
Yes.
love it, love it, love it. Now, something else that I use at night and have become a fan of over recent years is retinol. But you have a gentler alternative, because retinol can be very sensitizing, can't it?
It
Particularly
can.
for older skin.
Yes, it can. I mean, retinols definitely serve their purpose, and they have a place, and they're known to accelerate cell turnover.
Right.
And as they do so, that's what can cause some irritation and some sensitivity.
Yeah.
So if you already have a compromised skin barrier, you don't really want to accelerate anything. You actually want to
Sure.
get that skin barrier nice and healthy first. And that's why we've always felt with Bicera that we never wanted anyone to feel left out and not invited to the party, that they can't use the retinols and the vitamin C. So
Yeah.
we've worked really hard to find something that they can enjoy. And that led us to bacuchiol. And another ingredient that I
great
love,
ingredient.
with fantastic research behind it, being able to mirror the retinol effects of reducing fine lines and wrinkles, improving pigmentation, and using this in the evening while your skin is sort of, while you're sleeping and your skin is going through renewal, using this at night
Right.
as a face oil.
So could you use that every night?
Yes.
Because I know with retinol you have to be careful.
You do,
You maybe
yes.
use it every other day, or you start off, once or twice a week.
Yes.
And bacuchiol has a reputation for being the gentler plant-based alternative.
It's exactly that. Yes.
Amazing. Is it an actual plant, bacuchiol?
It is, yes, it's a plant, it's the bachi plant. And as I say, the data is there to reduce fine lines and wrinkles, minimize pigmentation. And you can see
Yeah.
it's a face oil. So rather than a serum, we use facial oils. So we're pairing these with beautiful plant oils like
you always-
chia seed and marula.
Nice. You're always putting stuff back into the skin.
Always,
And I think
yes.
compromised skin often really wants to soak that up. You can kind of feel that kind of quenching.
Yes.
It's,
Well, many of our customers say that, they feel and see the results so instantly because those are hard-working, beautiful ingredients that are getting to work.
So you use this as your last step. It says gently press into the face.
Yes.
As the final step of your nighttime skincare routine.
Yes.
Used daily to plump and smooth skin while you sleep.
Yes. So just a bit of patting and pressing just really helps to aid fast absorption, which is why we like that technique. But I find in my routine, once I've cleansed, I've hydrated my skin, I've done my facial massage with the facial oil, then this is just a nice little step that I can do before I go to bed.
And I love the idea of actually helping with pigmentation.
Yes.
So even again on the backs of my hands.
Yes.
As I've got older, I've started to use a lot more product on the back of my hands, particularly for plumping and pigmentation.
But isn't that great that you don't have to buy another product?
No,
you can just use your own skincare and just massage that into your hands as well.
Yeah, love it, love it. And so, of course, that's our nighttime routine.
Yes.
Daytime, we're going to need slightly different things. And of course, strong sunshine calls for a really good SPF.
It does.
Yours is brilliant. I've taken it away with me. I've showcased it on holiday when I've been in strong sunshine. Yours an SPF 50, but it's not at all greasy, occlusive. How have you managed that? What have you used in here?
It was not an easy challenge. 2 years in development.
Really?
2 years, and really looking at how can we ensure inclusivity for all skin tones, but really importantly, suitability for sensitive skin.
Yeah, because a lot of sunscreens are sensitizing. And, I have issues with certain chemical sunscreens and, I put them on my skin and immediately my skin will start to itch, tingle, sting sometimes.
Yes. And we really, we tested so many in the market. We went through numerous iterations of our own formula before we got it right. But I really wanted to make sure that you were getting that factor 50 coverage, particularly for the face and neck.
Yes. Here especially.
That you were getting UVA and UVB coverage, because amazingly, it can be quite a confusing space. Not all brands are giving you both UVA and UVB. So we wanted to ensure you've got broad spectrum, high coverage, and that it feels like skincare.
Yes,
That's
and it's
the
just
other
not
thing.
thick, it's not sticky.
No white cast, not greasy. So I've also added ginseng, apple, peach, just really beautiful calming ingredients that give you that extra antioxidant protection.
Well, you can see on here, I mean, I just put it on my hand, there is no trace of it
No.
at all.
No.
And there's no fragrance, and it's super light, and my skin is now completely protected.
Yes. And that way, you're actually going to use it. You're going to
Yes.
wear it. You're going to love wearing it because it feels like skincare. It doesn't
Yes.
feel like something that... And I know when we first started developing this product, and Lauren, my sister, my co-founder, is always our guinea pig because her skin is still so sensitive. And she would often have to use children's sunscreen because she needed that factor 50, but there was just nothing on the market. So we are so proud of this formula and so happy that so many customers are already starting to love it. And it is, as I say, it's just so easy to wear. You can also top up over makeup. So if you're out and about during the day and you are exposed to strong sunlight, then top it up over your makeup.
And don't forget this bit.
Yes.
And this, especially as we age, we get real crepiness here because of the angle of the sun. It's hitting us.
It is.
Here. So.
Well, UV rays are, they are the ones that are breaking down the elastin, the collagen. And so even more reason where we can just keep that sunscreen.
And leading to hyperpigmentation.
Yes,
and,
yes.
The little age spots, I
freckles. Yes, those are all the signs to watch for. Yes.
But can I just say congratulations on your packaging and your colours.
Thank you.
It's just sunny, isn't it?
I
love the sunshine yellow and the joy of the purple.
Yes.
It's very pleasing actually to put that in my bag.
Yes, yes.
Sarah, I have to say that was so brilliant, and my skin feels so treated. And it's really interesting, I think, to learn about all the different steps of the routine, the ingredients, why you're using certain things. And I think the confidence that gives us, particularly if our skin is more sensitive, as we age, into just getting gorgeous, sleek, glowing skin. Is there something that you would recommend that we use each and every day? Or there's some steps that we can mix and match, perhaps, if we need something either extra or if we're a bit short on time that we can blend together?
Yeah, definitely. And your skin will tell you what it needs. And that's where facial massage is great, because you'll start to get to touch your skin. It will tell you, oh, it's feeling a bit dry there or a little bit oily there. But build the routine around your needs. Number one would be always start with a cleanse, because actually if you're not cleansing, you're causing damage. And by using the wrong cleanser, you're causing damage. So get those creamy cleansers in there, prep the canvas, and then follow with hydrating product. You could use a moisturizer and a mist. You might just use a mist and an oil. But think of your t-shirt and your jumper. Get your hydration in there, get your oil in there, and then your sunscreen. And if you are thinking about actives to target specific concerns, whether that's fine lines, pigmentation, that's where bakuchiol is great as a retinol alternative. We've got a vitamin C as well, which is not ascorbic acid. It is a more stable and slow release version of vitamin C that we use. But really tailor it to what your skin is telling you. If you're really time poor in the morning, just do your cleanse, pick a hydrating product, pop your sunscreen on, and that'll be great.
Yeah. Brilliant. Really good advice. Thank you so much. And I have to thank you for the very generous discount. We're super grateful.
Pleasure.
I know that there are lots of real fans out there of By Sarah, so thank you. We really do appreciate it. And as a reminder, that code again, you can use Liz Loves at the checkout to save 20% off your order. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you for being here in real life.
Thank you for having me.
In my studio. It's lovely to do a proper demo and not just see you through a screen as we normally do.
Indeed.
So there we have it then. Game-changing hacks for midlife skin. There were definitely some tips in there that I'm going to be bringing into my skincare regime. Super good to be reminded of some of the extraordinarily beneficial ingredients as well. Especially love the facial massage routine. Lovely way to treat ourselves. Well, as always, I would love to hear your thoughts on all of this. Do drop me a comment below. You can find a list of all the products that we use today in the video description. And next time, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support really does help us to reach even more midlife women so that we can all have a better second half. And that includes better skin. So until the next time we chat, go really well. Goodbye.